What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here. From the guys that brought you the clone of the Samsung Galaxy S8 months before it was even released, in this video I wanted to show you the latest one, the Samsung Galaxy S9. I know it's almost hard to believe that I got my hands on it this early, but let's go ahead and take a look at Samsung's latest creation through the eyes of the Chinese clone companies. So I'm very excited to see what's going to be different because officially the S9 is going to have two cameras on the back, the S9 Plus. The orientation is going to be a little bit different, slightly better bezel display, less bezels. So it's going to be very interesting to see it in the flesh, cloned for the first time. Let's check it out. All right, and here it is. As you can see, it's already been unboxed. Those guys just couldn't wait to get their hands on it over at US Customs, so they've already taken a look. Regardless though, here we go. Oh man, need a bigger knife for bigger projects. Okay. Oh boy, here it is. Very great looking packaging so far. The Galaxy S9 Plus. Does this mean that I'm getting the dual lens version? Wow, that looks very good for a clone. They got that down. It's mimicking the Galaxy S7 and S8 packaging. Now, taking a look back, this is what we got, the generations of clones with the Galaxy S8. We had the original Batman phone, and this one, I think this was Olympic phone. And progressively, the displays did get better. Eventually, it was an 18:9 display. It wasn't, super great, but pretty close to the real deal, just a little bit of a thicker chin. So let's hope they made more improvements to this other than just reskinning the Galaxy S8 clone. Officially, we've got 8 megapixel selfie camera, IP68 water resistance, 64 gigabytes, 6 gigabytes of RAM. Looks like they were following up on the rumors because that is what's rumored to happen. Rounded corners, Quad HD, an earphone tuned by AJG. I think they meant to write AKG, but all right, there's already a dead giveaway. This is a clone. Regardless, let's jump in. So this slides off, and inside, let's check it out. So it's upside down in the box to begin with, and it's not very pretty. This packaging, oh man, they get this wrong. If they want to go for the experience that Samsung delivers, they really got to step this game up. But regardless, we do have a little placeholder sticker here, Galaxy S9 Plus. And man, that is heavy, like super heavy. This feels like a brick in your hands. It's quite thick for what it is, and ooh, looks like we got another Olympic phone here, the SH. Okay, let's peel this front one off. So this looks pretty identical actually to the Galaxy S8 version on the front. It's got some thick bezels. I thought they were going, forward with the bezel reduction, not backwards and making them even thicker. It is still an 18:9 display, so I guess that's good. Button placement. Oh wow, it comes turned on already and activated. That's convenient. They save you the hassle of having to go through the activation. On the back, as you can see, there is that dual pixel camera, dual lens, and the new flash placement on the right with the heart rate sensor. So all of this most likely is fake. I can already tell the bottom one definitely, there's no way that's real. It just looks like a piece of plastic. Over here, very, very likely that is not a real heart rate sensor. And it's got a bunch of junk down here that Samsung will definitely not do. So dead giveaway on the outside that this thing isn't real, but it does have a rough impression of it. I've just seen these floating around the internet where people are claiming they have the Galaxy S9 already. Definitely not the real deal. Okay, what do we got on the front here? So we do have the interface from the S8, and the home button can be pressed but not 3D touch. Comes with a wallpaper saying Galaxy S9 Plus. Very nice. All right, swipe screen to unlock. And it's in the phone app. Looks like someone was trying to desperately call for help before the phone got packaged. Okay, so let me go ahead and connect to Wi-Fi real quick. All right, guys, and here it is. So let me turn the brightness up. As you can see, they did mimic the settings from the official Galaxy. Got that going here. And let's check out the display, how bright it gets. Usually these don't, go very bright. So brightness level. Oh, wow, that's it. That is it. Not very bright. So I thought that it would be a little bit more visible, but it's pretty dim for a clone. Although the quality, the resolution is quite good. So I can make out a lot of details, sharpness in there. That alone is pretty decent. It does have a slight curve going on the edge of the display, so as to mimic sort of an edge feeling. It does have the edge swipe in here. So they did do well on the design, but it just is chunkier. The Galaxy S8 standard is so thin in comparison. And if I actually grab a Galaxy S8 Plus, you can see that size-wise, they are almost identical. It's just the screens the screens end in different places there on both the top and the bottom. With this wallpaper, it's kind of hard to see that, but yeah, that's pretty ugly for a chin down there. Otherwise, let's check out the software, see how closely they imitated that. So we do have a swipe up to go into the menu, and everything is pretty responsive for a clone. I'm not used to seeing this sort of responsiveness. It's pretty snappy, I'd say. So going into the settings, let's check out what version this is running of Android. And Android 7.0, 8 core, highly doubt that. So we do have that edge swipe, and you are able to go through multiple pages here, set your own shortcuts. They did mimic that pretty well. Over here, it has the Bixby interface. So if I hold the Bixby button, it'll bring that up. I do wonder if you could change that on here. I think that'd be pretty cool. Pretty decent, I'd say. I mean, it's very responsive. I like that. This is Android, so it's not like they're trying to copy Android. The iPhone clones are trying to copy the skin of the iPhone. So it's pretty basic, standard, clean Android version on here. Nothing really to show you guys that they tried to mimic. But let's go ahead and see the power, raw strength of this thing, the GPU and CPU performance. While that's installing, let's check out what's in here. So, knockoff Samsung charger, headphones tuned by AGJ or AJG, USB-C. Oh yeah, this thing does have a USB-C port, so they're on track with that. Super chunky here from the bottom. And actually comparing it to the Plus versions, you can see that one's a little thicker. Still though, this one's ridiculously chunky. Placements are pretty accurate though, so compared to the Galaxy S9, this thing is going to be pretty close even before that's been released. Oh, that turned on. And actually the fingerprint sensor location seems to be pretty great. Like, it's going to be better, easier accessible than the other one on the Galaxy S8 Plus. As you'll know, it's directly in the middle. You won't have to go searching for it. This one is definitely going to be a much appreciated change in the Galaxy S9. So I can't wait to use that in real life. Oh my gosh, what a overlook of detail. Over here, when you're trying to close the box, they literally did not make a slit for this little thing to go inside, so it's just flapping around here. That's literally how cheap they are with trying to produce the box. All right, so with all that installed, let's check out Geekbench 4. Show us what we have under the cover here. So 4 cores at 0 hertz. This thing is calling it out like it is. There is no octa-core processor in here. It's just for quit your BS. Those are all 0 gigahertz. On the bottom, 3 gigahertz. Highly doubt that. Android 7.0 and an MT6580 CPU, which is bottom line, completely bottom shelf. Let's see what kind of numbers we can get out of it. And that's going to be a no on the Geekbench, as the application crashed at the very end of it. I'm sure they don't want you to see the pitiful score. Although on the other hand, I did run Antutu, and this is the GPU score, 21,811. For comparison, the iPhone X gets around 200,000. So that's a 10 times difference there, and pretty in line with most clones that we're seeing. So probably no change there, although I would actually like to see the specs they listed here. And that is indeed running Android 7.0, 32-bit, 1440 by 2560 display, which is pretty impressive. Camera 12.6 megapixels, not a chance. And RAM 3 gigabytes. No, there's no way that's 6 gigabytes. I'm sure this thing has like 1 or 2 realistically. 64 gigabytes of storage, highly unlikely. So there it is on the specs. You know, the design is there. Let's go ahead and check out a couple other things. First, the fingerprint sensor. So if it's real, because it does feel pretty genuine, I want to go ahead and see if I'm able to scan my fingerprint. So let's see if that actually works. Oh shoot. If I place my finger on it, it does sense that my finger is there, but there's no way that it just scanned my fingerprint that easily. So I'm sure it's a dud, just a touch sensor. So let's give it a test here. I'm going to lock the phone, and with the fingerprint on the back, oh, I do have to have it like this. Oh yeah. So that is ridiculously fast. I'm skeptical. Let me use a different finger. Oh wow. Yeah, that's too fast for it to be real, and it works with any finger. So it's just a touch sensor behind there to give you the impression that it is a fingerprint sensor. So next up, let's go ahead and test out that new dual lens setup, see how incredible it is, because this thing apparently on the real one is going to best the iPhone X. It's going to be an even better sensor, especially for low light. So let's check that out. All right, guys, this is the new dual lens sensor on the Galaxy S9. It is mind-bending, simply warping time itself with how great it is. As you can see, the blur, reality cannot keep up with this dual lens setup camera from Android. I mean, wow. This is the first time I've actually had my reality warped in front of my eyes. As you can see, there's that. I'm literally just moving this thing around simply, and it's like I'm in another galaxy. Oh my gosh. No optical image stabilization, nothing to justify it. You need a lot of lights for video to be even remotely watchable. Otherwise, it starts blurring, and this is just like, I mean, yeah, it's getting a little dark, but it's not bad. This is awful. This actually might take the cake for being the worst, absolute worst camera I've ever seen in a clone. The front-facing camera is changing the color outside. I'm not sure what that's about. So, wow, you guys did it. Galaxy S9 has the worst clone camera I've ever used. So, great new award. I should start a award list with that one. And I want to test out that speaker quality. I know Samsung's always suffer with that, so let's see how it sounds. So, we got a brand new one here. Oh my gosh. Can we destroy it? That is actually pretty terrible. It sounds like I'm listening to it from really far away, even though the speaker is right here. Very quiet too, by the way. So speaker is pretty bad. All right, so lastly, I mean, I've covered everything from software to hardware. It's acceptable, I guess, for the price I paid, but I definitely wouldn't use this thing as a daily driver. I want to see what's inside this thing, so let's peel it back. Check out those internals, and I'm hoping this isn't glass again so I don't break my phone. I mean, step one, don't open it with a knife. And I believe, yeah, that's plastic, so I should be able to just pry this right off. Okay, and what secrets lie in store for us inside the new Galaxy S9? The new Exynos 9810 processor, 6 gigs of RAM. Nope, just some Chinese internals. Okay, so lots of adhesive on this one. Massive battery, 3000 milliamps. So the actual Galaxy S9 battery is rumored to be 3200 milliamps on the standard smaller one. The Galaxy S9 Plus unknown, but that's pretty big for a clone. I'm sure it lasts a while too. Fingerprint sensor all in one, so it's just a little basically sensor underneath it. Definitely a dud on the camera. But all right, it's pretty typical for a clone as far as the insides go, so nothing extraordinary there. Flash, and by the way, the sensor right there is completely fake, so nothing going on there for the heart rate sensor. I'm sure there's a micro SD slot in here somewhere. I'm not gonna get in there. All right, so there are the internals. All right, guys, so there it is, the Samsung Galaxy S9 in clone format. Do yourselves a favor and save $100 by not buying this piece of turd. So honestly, I don't like this one. The Goophone iPhone 10 clone is actually much better than this one. This one doesn't really do anything well. The display is not that great. I mean, it's really chunky, it's really fat. I mean, it's typical as far as clones go, but you're not going to be fooling anybody with this one. They will definitely have to step up their game if they want to fool you with the Galaxy S9 title. In any case, we're just a month or two away from the release of the real one, so I'll see you guys back here for that one. Very, very excited for that one, actually, with the Snapdragon 845 processor. I'm really hoping it'll begin to compete with the iPhone 10. As for this guy, just another reminder that the real deal is always the best way to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.